Well, now, you know, like to take some time to go on a bit of a rant, concerning a couple of key objects. You know, I had a couple of points I wanted to speak upon. Now I know from the day I set off, what it was I planned to do. I had a clear vision and a clear destination for what I wanted to do. But at the same time, it was abstract because it can go in any way. There's not no urgency or no need or sense of hurrying up. It's not a reason to speed. It's none of that. It's all, it's, it's, what I'm saying? It's not all patrol. It's a means, it's just a concept of freedom. My concept of freedom is, you know, not being always in a state of urgency, And along the journey, I love writing. Writing is my lifeline. You know, writing is my lifeline. It's my means of praise to the Lord. My means of self-expression, escape, inspiration. Just a lot of different things I like to use it for. And I got a couple of writings and poems. Now on this subject, this first thing I was meaning to address was the concept of tributes. Tributes, and homaging and things of that nature. Just not something heavily contemplated. Not something heavily contemplated, but just something that was, like a spur of the moment. For poems are nothing but thoughts. Elaborated thoughts. It's perpetuated thought. Like what I'm saying, it's a thought that you speak more on. That's what poetry is. And I have poems. Throughout the years, I wrote poems about other poets. About musicians, about artists, about art forms, about fantasy, about life, about spiritual things, societal truths. I wrote poetry about a lot of subjects. Because those are the thoughts. At one point in time, that's what I wrote. And and I wrote poetry with no intentions of disrespect. To individuals, or anything like that. No disrespect to art forms and artists thereof. Unless of course it's of the darkness and it's not. You know what I'm saying? But even then, it has to have some kind of catalyst before it even taking that far. But I wrote poems that, and my tributes. I noticed, one of the tactics of the enemy through the wicked were to exploit, find a place, a point of exploitation for me, just to dim my light, or just because of envy. So it's really the falsehood, the flimsy kingdom of darkness. You know what I'm saying? It's the kingdom of darkness, and it's not, has no substance to it. It just looks like a roaring lion, just looks for problems where they don't exist, and create problems where they don't exist, and make things out to be something that they're nowhere near, and such concept that I don't even feel, inclined to fully speak about, fully embrace, because it's so irrelevant. Like, it doesn't, I know better, so I don't feel the need to try to convince somebody else to know better, because anybody with, a head on their shoulders, what I'm saying, can see the truth between the lies. And so that's pretty much, what I rise, what I, build my arguments and everything apart. You know, I got my vision, thanks to the Lord, yeah, it got recalibrated and aligned, even in the midst of the hurricanes, the storms and everything that I see from the kingdom of darkness at this point in time. I'm not, I'm not entirely grieved or anything of that nature right now, because right now, this particular octave, and because I always talk about phases, and seasons and things that each season is something different. Like last season, it was everything was pretty much external, like observations of the prophecies, and how it's aligning to other countries and things like nature. This season, it was more, interpersonal and intrapersonal. It was more individual, the observations and the prophecies, things of that nature. Now, not everything prophecies either. Some things are thoughts. Prophecies are those things that come directly from God that aligns strictly with the scripture. Some things just thoughts and expression. Through discernment, you can tell the difference between those things. And, and I see different ploys and tactics aimed at my family and things of that nature. Some even might contain my family. You know. I don't. I don't see the urgency. I don't see the urgency in some of the things that society, is so apprehensive about. You know, uh, you know what I'm saying? Like tributes. Tributes is concept of writing, you know, to show acknowledgement of certain contributions and things like that. In my whole collection of poetry, you know, I probably have like 12, 13, no more than 15 to 16 tributes, even if that much, out of, let me think, out of the, altogether my 580 poems at this point in time, like I'm getting close to the 600 poems, out of all my work, only a couple of them aren't tributes. To me, there's nothing more disrespectful, than to attack a person's passions, crafts directly. And that's perfectly fine, but I don't feel like it's something that you can build connections upon. That's ground that you can't, once you toil that ground in that type of way. There's nothing you can't. There's nothing more savage from that. It's the utmost disrespect. You know, I've never been the kind of person that hounds another person's craft. Like you know what I'm saying. Like to the point obsessively and just relentlessly on another person's craft. Like that. As any other person in the flesh, you have interest. You have things that appeal to you, and those are the things you embrace from time to time. It's a totally normal thing. Some people like scrapbooking. So some people like drawing, and which I do too. Artwork. So they embrace that from time to time. Is what I'm saying? It's a aspect of being human. You find things that appeal to you, and when those things appeal to you, you embrace it from time to time. It's not something that should be scrutinized, and exploited for something that is not. And that's what it is. I see the wicked, blow blow situations up, hype them up, hype them up so high, blow situations up to the points where, that they have to a point way past, what anything that it should be. And then with all that extra attention that comes from this storm that they generated by themselves against innocent or unsuspected individuals that they envy, that hypes up attention from outside, population, from outside individuals to have no connection with it. And with that much, falsehood being stirred up like it is and hyped up, like it is, that's going to get their attention. And then they going to hear what's being promoted and promulgated, which can be 100% false. But they're going to hear that. And so they're going to look into that. And then the tide's already turned against the unsuspected before the unsuspected even becomes aware of it, because that's the way they made the tactic to be. They plan, and they are satanic, in nature. They plan such evil against the unsuspecting that oblivious, naive, just having the good-hearted individuals, pretty much, and that's one tactic of that the enemy uses and does against us, and the true speakers in the light, society, man. And then before you know it, it's a whole movement to tear down, said individuals, in their crafts. And they have no idea about it. They have no idea where it came from, why it got started, because nobody don't never tell them that. Because it's, because they know the oppressors know that they full of garbage. They know that they're full of foolishness, and they know that the only reason behind whatever they trying to stir up or doing is because they envy. They envious and wicked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's nothing more disrespectful than to do somebody like that. They have no conscience. They're dull and blinded. To life. They have no conscience. They even had audacity to brand one like me speaking on these things as the disrespectful one, or as the antagonizer. As if, and then exalt themselves to the point where it's to be presented and portrayed as though I'm portraying myself to be a victim here. It's psychological manipulation. And I ain't the only one being manipulated. Said individual won't be the only one being manipulated. It's by societal scale, It's subliminal, and almost everybody in on it. It's the truth. There's no mercy for a light, us in the light. They don't care about justice and truth. They just want to tear you down. Because you got a good thing going. Yeah, but that's in the Bible. We see it all, man. It's not a game. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's 100%. Ain't nothing hidden. Ain't nothing sneaky, and it ain't nothing ungrasped. Like, it's all clear, very clear. It's just a matter of what we choose to embrace or not, for if it can really benefit anybody. Some things ain't even worth exposing. But things like this worth exposing. I say the proof is in the fruit. And that's the truth saying. Because, regardless of what's being said, you can look and see for yourself from beginning to finish. And you tell me what it is, And that's the truth. You don't always take what you hear serious, Take this easily, they easily, very easy to see, It's not it may be a game to some people, but I don't see no kind of games, in my vision. I don't play no kind of games, and that don't mean I'm a renegade out for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no renegade out here just you know what I'm saying, throwing everywhere at everybody or something like that. I just stand up for my position. I'm on the defense. Then when the going gets, tough, I get on the offensive. You know? So, I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be, though. Truth speaker, man. There's many truth speakers out there, man. Ain't nothing wrong with saying salute to others, that's going to do the same stuff. But you ain't alone. You got people on the outside that want you down and oppressed. So if you do salute, other truth speakers or light people that's in the light, they're the ones, they quick to say, you doing this, you know what I'm saying, you own them too hard, or they got all kind of terms, basically, to convey the concept of you worry too much about another person or something. When you could just salute them one time in your life. They haters, man. They find problems with everything. They swarm us. They look for reasons to have a problem. And then blame you, for the problem that they stir up on them own out of envy. It's not a secret. It's not funny, and it's not a joke. It's not a joke that nobody but them. And this ain't disrespectful. It's just real. But I pray deliverance for even them too, though, from the demonic things that's controlling them, and they don't even see it. Especially coming against us. The ones that God has blatantly proven that He is with. So opposing us is opposing God. But I pray for anybody that's in opposition. All the enemies. Still pray for love. Everybody, the frenemies. Pray for people just because. At least if you gonna do it for yourself, you gotta do it because that's what Christ requires of us. I embrace this reality. God bless.